Okay everyone, welcome back to the Long Dark. You join me exactly where we left off. I am in the menu because it's pitch black. If I come out of the menu, you can't see a thing. Yeah, it is the middle of the night here in the Long Dark. We are over in the cabins where we've been travelling around for a while. I'm going to drink some reishi mushroom tea. That will rehydrate me and give me a few calories. The treatment won't work, but then I wasn't using it as a treatment, so it's not really a problem. Right, okay, so we have finished in these three little cabins. We're going to continue. We're going to continue our way to the next little batch of cabins. And I think once I'm outside, I may well turn my storm lantern off, because I'm thinking it's probably bright enough for me not to need it now. So let's turn it off. Yeah, look at that. Isn't that cool? Oh yeah. There we go. I've been playing around. This is more stuff I should really be leaving into downtime. But anyway, I'm throwing it in here while we're walking across to the next cabin. I've been trying to sort out my channel art and graphics and the video previews and things. I think I've finally got it nailed. I've tried a few different things, as you may well have seen. I've tried a few different things, but I think I finally got it nailed. And I might go back actually and just kind of change a few things on past videos and just kind of redo the channel art a little bit. I'm not sure whether to. What I have been doing, which you've probably seen, is putting a different image up each time. But I don't know. I might carry on with that, but I might just do the little blurry effect that I've been experimenting with recently, just to make it stand out a little bit more. Okay, so we're round to these cabins now. Two of them have been burnt down, so they're completely inaccessible. We cannot get in these cabins. And just to prove that I am not lying, there we go. We cannot get inside these cabins at all. The middle one though we can, so let us head inside of there. Let's just have a quick nosy around first. Dead dude. A flare, that comes in handy because that replaces one that I've lost. Crow feather I'm also going to take. Is that a bit of firewood there? It is indeed. I'm not going to bother with the newsprint, but we'll have the firewood. Okay, let's have a quick look around the back of this cabin as well, because this is where I've found hatchets and things on a few occasions, but not this time. Okay, let's head inside then and see what's in here. Probably going to need to put the storm lantern back on again as soon as we go in. Yep, can't see a thing. Let's light this lantern. Okay, so pretty much standard as per the rest of them. Let's just have a quick nosy round. Not a fat lot. Oh, a couple of fire logs. That's pretty cool. They may come in handy actually when we do our ice fishing. I'll have the sports socks. And we'll have the bits of food. And that looks to be about your lot. Let's just have a... Oh, no, there's a metal container under here. With a sweater in it. Okay, not a massive amount. Yeah, we are encumbered now, so... Let's make our way round. There's another cabin that we haven't been round to yet. So let's make our way round to that one. And then there's another ice fishing hut that we've not been in either. Fact, there's two that we've not been in. We haven't been in that one, we haven't been in that one, and when we haven't been in that cabin. So let's make our way... Oops. Let's make our way over here to this ice fishing hut. Then we'll go to that one, and then we'll go to the final cabin. If you remember a series from a very long time ago, that's where we kind of sat stalking a bear for quite some time in that cabin. And took the bear out. As you can stand behind the railings and it won't be able to get you. Bit of a cheat, but in real life it would just reach over the railings, but in the Long Dark. Right, this is the ice fishing hut of choice, I think, because it has a door on it, which helps keep the wilderness at bay. Ooh, the Frozen Angler. We have a book. Excellent. Oops. This, I think, is going to be our ice fishing hut of choice when we do our fishing. And because we're encumbered, I think what I shall do is come back here In fact, let's leave the fire logs behind. I just thought, let's leave the fire logs behind. We'll use them. Yeah, I know it's empty. I want to open it to put some firewood in it. Let's leave behind the 2 fire logs, and let's leave behind some sticks. And let's leave behind those, because that gets us back out of our encumberment again. And let's leave behind the no, we probably want to research that before we come and do it, actually. Okay, so that's all set up now for us to do our ice fishing when we get to that point. I think what we're going to do, though, first is take everything back to camp office, but we'll finish this little loop before we do that. Is that a cave there? That looks like a cave. Or is it just a... I can't really tell. Is it a cave or is it just a landslip? I think it might just be a landslip, and it just looks odd with the textures. Yeah, I think it's just a landslip that looks a bit odd with the textures. But okay, so this hut is virtually at the very edge of the lake. That leads off and away towards... I don't know where it goes, actually. Ultimately, you end up at the dam, I think, if you go that way, and you go in the long way around. Another whetstone, another hook. More cloth. You want to, when you go fishing, which we'll talk about a bit later when we actually do it, but when you go fishing, you want to take with you multiple sets of fishing tackle, because it does break. There is a percentage chance of it breaking when you use it. So you need to make sure you've got spares. So if you've gone and set yourself up on a long sort of ice fishing trip and your line breaks within 5 minutes of it, it's slightly embarrassing. I am just going to come over and explore this. I'm just going to come and have a look. I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's just something a bit weird with the textures. Makes it look a bit like it's a hollow space. Where's that moon? It's over there. Okay, so let's make our way to the final hut. Yes, I know it's cold. Were there any cattails there? Did I just walk past any cattails? Apparently not. Okay. Let's have a quick look around this hut again before we go in. Another crow feather. That usually means there's a corpse nearby. There he is, and a rifle. Do you know what? That's why I was looking around the back of here. Because there is nearly always something lurking around the back of here, and on this occasion, it is a rifle. Excellent. Okay, we'll have the crow feathers, because they can be used to make arrows. A bit further down the road. I'm going to make bows and arrows. Okay, so we are about to hit hypothermia risk. Yeah, I know, we're pretty heavily encumbered now. We've picked up that... rifle. Actually, we're not too bad. We're not too far over. So, in theory, we should, because I can't imagine there's going to be much of interest in here. So, if we just get our storm lantern lit, and we'll just go through. So, we have. I'm not going to bother with the newsprint book. I will, because that's really, really good fire starting material. The only problem with it is a bit heavy. Sewing kits, so we're stockpiling sewing kits. Shame there isn't a trunk in Trapper's cabin, that'd be really cool. Another toque. And can somebody help me out here? Am I saying that right? Toque. I think I am.
God, I have never been so hungry in my life.
I think I'm saying it right, but I'm honestly not sure. Because where I come from, we just call them ats. Right, okay, so let's just turn that off. I don't want to waste my fuel, because I just want to have a quick go through my food and stuff and make sure that we are all good. Let's just sort by condition. So let's drink that soda because it's the worst of the bunch. And yeah, that'll be fine. That'll get us back over to camp office. So, let's find the door. I'm just going to blunder around in the dark so I don't have to light anything. No, I'm going to have to light something. Give me a match. Can I have a match, please? Can I have some sort of fire light material? There we go. I'm pressing the button and nothing's happening. There we go. Right, now I'm cycling through them. Finally. Oh, and there's the door right in front of me. Right, okay, so let's head out then. and we'll head back to camp office. So we've done most of this at night, which has actually been pretty cool. I don't normally walk around the Long Dark at night, but you get to see the star effects and the lighting effects in the Long Dark at night. We're actually coming up to dawn now, so what's the temperature? -30. See, it was -2 when we first came out. There's the mournful music playing. I do like the music in the Long Dark. I think it's something they've put a lot of effort into. I need to actually go on the forums and have a read. See, this will. I'm going to try and get Downtime up and running again. I keep saying it's going to be weekly, and then just don't have the time to do it. But I'm going to have a go on the forums and see if I can track down any news on the Long Dark. I haven't seen any recently, but I know they've had a little bit of a break. So let's pick up some more cattails. The more the merrier. I know we're already encumbered, but that'll do. So what that shadowy thing was. Okay, let's head back over to the camp office then. Hopefully there won't be any wolves or anything else between us and there. I can't see any at the moment, so fingers crossed we'll make it all the way over. Now, unlike when I'm normally playing the Long Dark, I've actually got both earphones in. Normally I only have one in, just because I can't be bothered to put the second one in, but I have actually got them both in. So I'm getting it in full proper stereo sound, and I can hear lots of eerie noises and clinking and things in my earphones. Okay, so we now have a hypothermia risk, but I'm not too worried because we are heading back to camp office. And we're not very far away from it, so we should be fine. You can see daylight is breaking now. You can see more light is coming in to the game world. Nothing around us, so we're all good. Just keep pressing forward towards camp office. We'll get ourselves back inside, we'll get ourselves sorted out. We've got a lot of sorting to do of all this stuff that we've looted. So we've pretty much done a big loop around the lake. We've cleared all the cabins. So the only thing left that I wanted to try and do was some ice fishing. Because it's one of our key food resources here. So I don't want to waste that food resource. But what I might do first, I've sort of been thinking about this. At the end of the last video we had a look in the journal and we saw by just flicking down the stats that we have snared a rabbit. That means that our snare that we set over by Trapper's Cabin has snared a rabbit. Now that means that it's not going to stay there indefinitely. It will spoil eventually, so we need to try and get back reasonably quickly to harvest that, so that we don't lose it. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to sort ourselves out here, and then we'll take a batch of stuff back to Trapper's Cabin. We'll get that rabbit, sort that out, then we'll come back, and then we'll do some ice fishing, and then we'll lug that back to Trapper's Cabin. So I think that's what we're going to do, but we've got a fair bit of sorting out to do first, which is going to be a bit tricky in the dark. So let's put on, I'll tell you what, let's just light a match just to get us across the room. And I think I'm going to light a fire because I am at hypothermia risk. So what I think I'm going to do, let's get a fire lit. Books are really good, you can see. Take the charcoal. I need to do some map making as well. I haven't really done any map making. You can see how good a few books are because we've now got an 80% chance of success. So let's light a fire and let's just use that to just warm us up a little bit. So it's not going to be a long fire. I'll only sort of put an hour or so on it. That'll give us some light as well. And that'll just help us see what we're doing. And then hopefully we'll be able just to get ourselves sorted and organised. Well, our hypothermia risk was already healed. We haven't even got the fire lit yet. I assume you get a little bit of heat coming out of these things whilst you're trying to light them. Okay, so our fire starting skill has gone up. I am going to bung a piece of cedar on there. and that will probably give us a long enough fire. The only slight snag is it's not lighting the room. They used to light the buildings a lot more than that. It's quite dark actually. Okay, well there's the filing cabinet. So we've got quite a lot of stuff. Let's just quickly go through what we've actually got. We've got plenty of, we've got lots of tools. We've got spare hatchets. We have another rifle now. We've got lots of sewing kits, whetstones, all sorts of things. Food-wise, we're doing okay. Water-wise, we're fine. Spare clothing. Let's get rid of some of this clothing. In fact, no, before we do that, let's just do a bit of clothing swap. Let's do a clothing swap. Some of what we're carrying is actually better. Okay, so that's not better, but that particular wool sweater is better than the one we're currently wearing. So let's just do a swap, and we'll just check our socks. Yeah, okay, so...
Oh, I need to find food.
It's fine, don't worry. Okay, so actually we're doing fine with that. So let's ditch food, spare clothing that we have got that we're not wearing. Let's get rid of all of that just to reduce our carrying weight. Okay, so that's got rid of all of that. Anything else we're carrying that we don't need to be carrying? I know I've got quite a few books. I kind of want to get these back. I mean, I'm only slightly over the weight. It's the rifle that's tipping the balance because it's quite heavy. Okay, I'm inclined to say we'll go for it there. We're not too tired either, actually. Let's just grab a couple of... We've got 13 cattail stalks, so let's just grab a couple of those. That's 1,300 calories we've got going on there. Also... So we'll just grab a few of those. In fact, it's 150 calories per cattail stalk now, so it's even better. Right, so we'll have a few of those. Let's just make our way back. We're virtually warmed up now. Let's grab a torch. Okay, let's make our way to Trapper's Cabin. We'll get rid of what we've got already, that we're already carrying, and then we'll gather some more stuff and we'll make our way back. So let's go back over to Trapper's Cabin then. Not too bad travelling weather. It's probably cold, minus 17, but that's not a problem. I'm going to make our way. Obviously we had a whole load of hassle when we came the other way, so let's keep our eyes open this time. I haven't got the capacity to pick up anything en route, so no sticks, no anything. Oh, there's a dead wolf. So we did actually bring down the wolf that we fought over here. That's worth bearing in mind. We can always come back and harvest Wolfie on the way back. Yep, I know it's cold. Okay, so making our way past one of the world famous gnarly trees. These trees, they're really obvious because they are slightly different to all the others, and they usually form an arch like that. They're a subtle hint to the direction you need to be going in for a major pathway, or sometimes they even lie on the ground and point. They're subtle hints in the scenery to help you find your way. And I call them the world famous gnarly trees. They stand out from the rest of it, that's why. Okay, so we're heading back to the broken hut. There is usually a few odds and ends. There's a stove in here, and there are usually a few odds and ends strewn about, but I'm not going to bother picking them up. We'll just have a quick gander. There actually isn't anything. Usually there are a few odds and ends in here, but not this time. Okay, there's some reishi mushrooms around here, which we didn't pick up when we came through before because of the wolves. Hopefully they'll still be there when we come back the other way. We can pick them up. So I'm literally going to dump pretty much everything that I'm carrying, and then we'll come back. So okay, we want to be reasonably careful. We know the bear was around here when we left. The bear does wander all the way up to Trapper's Cabin itself, so we've got to be a little bit careful. We should be fine up here on the high ground, but obviously we have to dip down into the valley to get across into the cabin, so we just got to be a bit careful. It will actually come right up to the door. If you come out the door and it's down below, it will run up the access path right up to the doorway, so you can't muck about with it here. There's no way to hide safely from it. Oh, talk of the devil.
I'm soon.
There it is. The big bear. So I'm gonna stay high. The bear won't be able to climb this hill. As you can see, the deer couldn't, the bear won't be able to, so I just need to stay high. And we'll be absolutely fine. There's the cabin. I know I have a rifle. And I think I have one bullet in it. I don't really want to risk making the bear angry by shooting it, so I'm not going to. Right, okay, there we go. So we're down the other side. Keeping wolf watch. Okay, we've just dipped into freezing. We've just gone red, so we'll get hypothermia risk in a minute, but that's absolutely fine because we are virtually at the cabin now. So not a major issue. It's not very far, is it? It's quite a short journey. I always used to get really badly lost trying to find Trappist cabin from camp office, but I've learnt the route now, so I know where I'm going. Here we go. So into the cabin we go. The staging point for all of our missions from this point forward. Right, okay, so what are we going to do then? Let's have a quick look through our inventory. So, ding, 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 ding. What are we going to keep? What are we going to get rid of? Well, first things first, let's get rid of this rifle. We don't need that. We have a spare hatchet, so I'm going to get rid of the worst of the two hatchets. I've also got 2 whetstones. I'm going to get rid of those. I've got 4 sewing kits, so I'm going to get rid of all but one of them. I've got 2 rifle rounds, we'll get rid of those. And actually, I've just realised that I'm probably going to have to pick them up again because I've been keeping those elsewhere. So I'm going to pop the rifle on the table. Why not? Let's just put all the stuff here. It takes a bit longer, but it looks cool, doesn't it? So we've got a hatchet. Well, I'll put that with the knife because I've got that over there. I've got 2 whetstones which are for sharpening knives and hatchets. And we have 2 rifle cartridges. Looking good. Okay, so that's all that kit. Let's go into the locker then. Some of the stuff I've just put there I have actually been storing in the locker. I'm going to keep the hooks. I don't know what I did with the line. Did I leave that? I think I left the line behind. I'm going to keep the hooks because I think we're going to need those. I've got 1 sewing kit. I've got that. That I'll use as firewood. Food we're okay with. Clothing, we haven't got any spare. Medicine, I'll put in the medicine cabinet. Bits of spare firewoody stuff I'm going to drop on the ground. So let's get rid of some of these matches. We're carrying so many of them, it's just a bit silly. So let's just drop all 20 of those. And we're carrying a lot of books. So let's drop 3 of those books. And we're also carrying a lot of cattail. So with these matches, let's put the matches there. Books I'll leave there. Cattail stalks, things like that for tinder. I'm going to get rid of probably about half of those. We'll get rid of 9. That should do the trick. And we're also carrying a lot of newspaper, newsprint. I'm going to pop that in here because I can't be bothered breaking it down just now. Let's get rid of all of that. Okay, so that's pretty much our basic fire setup. Medicines we'll deal with in a moment. That's okay. Food's fine. We just need to top up on water. All that we want to take back with us, and we may as well get rid of the cloth and the feathers and the rose hips. We don't need to be carrying any of those. So we need to top up on a bit of water. It's in the safe. Let's just take a litre. That should do us. Not over encumber ourselves. So, okay, that's our first equipment ditching run. What was the other thing I said I was going to deal with? Medicine. I keep forgetting to deal with that. Let's get in here and let's get rid of some of this excess medicine. So I don't think we need to be carrying the antiseptic. We can get rid of that. We'll get rid of those prepared rose hips. There obviously aren't enough for us to do anything with. We'll keep all 4 of those and we'll keep all of that. So we're looking okay at the moment. So yeah, we're all ready. We've got 7 kilo carrying capacity. We can go back and we can get some more stuff. So that's going to happen in the next video. So yeah, what we're doing at the moment, we are ferrying. We have looted everything around Camp Office Industry Lake. It's all in Camp Office. We're bringing it back to Trapper's cabin. We have got a nice little stockpile of equipment and supplies, stuffs and things coming together here in Trapper's cabin, and ultimately we're going to get it all back to the Grey Mother's house. I'm pretty sure I've already got a rifle at Grey Mother's house, so we might have 2 of them. But there we go. So that is where we stand at the moment. So right now I'm going to say, as always, thank you so much for joining me in the long dark. Really enjoying the playthrough, and hopefully we can hit that 100-day goal, keeping ourselves busy with bits and pieces. So hoping we're liking the pace and everything as well as we go through. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I shall see you again in the very near future for some more Long Dark. See you again soon.